Hello there, I am Musty Hobbit, and today we are going to be looking at my current original Xbox collection as of February 2018. This is one of a series of videos that I've been doing in preparation for an upcoming move. So I'm documenting, showing off kind of the state of everything right now, and the Xbox is one of the systems that I at times have collected extremely actively for. At one point I was going for a complete collection, and that dream was a little too early, I think. I felt like I was getting a little out of control with it, and so I backed things off, kind of have trimmed down the Xbox collection on more than one occasion to, only the sort of titles that I really would want. And so it kind of fluctuated in both growth and then the random purging as well. So some of these titles have a special significance. Some of them I've collected because they are series that I enjoy. Some of them I've just heard are great games, and so I have not played everything here, but they are ones that a lot have been found via thrifting, and so they were relatively inexpensive. Now is kind of the time, if you are interested in getting into Xbox collecting, you better get on it, because it's going to start ramping up here in I would say the coming year or two. And as more Xbox titles get added to backwards compatibility for the Xbox One, that is only going to increase the desire for people to find these discs. There were 13 titles added at one point this calendar year, or in late 2017, and a few of them jumped in price pretty significantly. One of them I will point out as we go down the list, but for some of these other videos, I've been showing every single game and the cover, and just because of the number of games here, I'm not going to do that. We're going to do the spines, and I'm just going to kind of go down the list here as we have them. So, Herbs, Sims in the City, Spider-Man, Toka Race Driver 2, which is actually a really good driving simulator, and it has a really great story mode. So I would encourage you to, if you can find this one, you'll probably find it on the cheap. It is better. It is quite good. I know Forza kind of took over as the big racing franchise for Xbox, but Toka Race Driver 2 is choice. Next, we have kind of the bank of Star Wars titles. So we have KOTOR 2, Star Wars Obi-Wan, Battlefront 1 and 2, Star Wars Clone Wars with the Tetris Worlds combo. That was my first, that was the pack-in title that came with my original Xbox when I had it. Not this version, but when I had it, that is the one. Star Wars Republic Commando Episode 3, Starfighter Special Edition, Jedi Outcast, and KOTOR, one of the best on the system, and also backwards compatible. Very important. Next up is Voodoo Vince. There is a re-release of this, a remaster on the Xbox One. World Series Baseball, Yourself Fitness, which has a yoga instructor. MVP NCAA Baseball 06, which was the last of the MVP games. The baseball, they stopped making them in 05. And then this was one last ditch effort that they could, and they just stopped making baseball games with the MVP association on it. We have Jade Empire Limited Edition, one of the most sought after games on the system, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. That one will fetch a pretty penny nowadays. I managed to get it half price because the guy had it mismarked at the PS2 price, not the Xbox price. So I win. Justice League Heroes, Half-Life 2, Silent Hill 2. Both of those are former Cartridge Club Games of the Month. Kung Fu Chaos. Leisure Suit Larry. Magna Cum Laude. Lynx 2004. Madden 09, which is the final game to be released for the original Xbox. It has Brett Favre on the cover. It is a rarity, and it goes for upwards of $30+ for a Madden game. I was lucky enough to have a friend find this, so thank you. It's Rocket Sauce for thinking of me when you saw this at your local Goodwill. Major League Baseball 2K5 World Series Edition has a second disc with sort of memorable World Series moments on it. Metal Slug 4 and 5, MVP Baseball 05. Like I mentioned, that's the last of the professional MVP Baseball series. Ninja Gaiden Black, that is the one that spiked. My Ninja Gaiden Black jumped up within a day or two from a $12 game or so to about a $38 game the moment that it got announced for backwards compatibility, or that backwards compatibility was official for it. Instant jump. So any one of these titles could be that next one, and so it's kind of staying ahead of the game and knowing your stuff. For example, Crimson Skies, which we'll get to, I found the copies for $1, and that jumped to close to $10 in trade value at a GameStop, and so it was pretty easy to liquidate the multiple copies of Crimson Skies that I had, just because I was grabbing them when they were super cheap. Continuing on, Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, Otogi Myth of Demons, another combo of NCAA Football 05 and Topspin, which is a tennis game. NCAA Football 08, which was the last NCAA football game, so I got rid of the rest of them and kept that. NFL 2K3, which has Brian Urlacher, who's a bear, on the cover. NFL Fever, NHL Hits 2003, which is like NFL Blitz, but for hockey. NHL Rivals 2004, that is your simulation style hockey game. It's a sealed Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. That came out of the Cartridge Club mystery box, and I plan to get to that one of these days. Maybe this Halloween. That'll be something I crack the seal on, perhaps. And then Ninja Gaiden, the standard version of Ninja Gaiden. Moving back up. Oh, one more. Okay. We got a couple of our first three here are backwards compatible on the Xbox One. Sid Meier's Pirates, Dead to Rights, Prince of Persia. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 07 was the last Tiger Woods game on the system. Trivial Pursuit Unhinged, a lot of fun. Psychonauts, also backwards compatible, also just fantastic title. Secret Weapons Over Normandy, you can unlock with a code, or maybe just by beating the game, you can be an X-Wing or a TIE Fighter in that. It's by the same team that did those old PC games, I believe. Sega GT and Jet Set Radio Future. Simpsons Road Rage, which is your Crazy Taxi clone. Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Soul Calibur 2, and that's the one that has Spawn as the bonus character. SSX 3, a lot of fun. Steel Battalion, and I'll show you the controller in just a minute here. Sudeki, Siberia, Superman the Man of Steel, Advent Rising, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2, so your dungeon crawlers there. We get our Lord of the Rings games. We've got The Third Age, Return of the King, Two Towers, and Fellowship of the Ring. And also The Hobbit as well. Conquer Live and Reloaded, Crimson Skies, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, and I have the lithograph that comes, or not the lenticular photo in there as well that came with that. Deus Ex Invisible War, Doom 3 Limited Edition, Dungeons and Dragons Heroes, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, ESPN NFL 2K5, which is touted by some as the best football game ever made. We got Fable, Fable The Lost Chapters, Forza, the first one, Fusion Frenzy, which is backwards compatible, Greg Hastings Tournament Paintball, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and then the Grand Theft Auto Double Pack, which has 3, and Vice City. Last little column here. Enter the Matrix, Platinum Hits Edition there. Beyond Good and Evil was a former club game of the month. So was Burnout 3 Takedown. Red Faction 2 is backwards compatible with Xbox One. NBA Street 2, Time Splitters 2, House of the Dead 3. I don't have a light gun for the Xbox at this point, but I will be keeping an eye out for one. Black, which is a over-the-top shooter by the makers of Burnout Criterion, and that is also backwards compatible. Buffy the Vampire Slayer won that out of a giveaway from the Midwest Retro Gaming Society for Halloween. Having finished a Halloween game, I got put into a drawing there. It's pretty cool. Sega Soccer Slam, Otogi 2, Outlaw Tennis, Outlaw Volleyball. Funny thing about those two games is that Steve Carell and Stephen Colbert do the voiceover, like sort of the announcer for those. And it is borderline. We'll see. I don't think I don't think a game like Outlaw Tennis or Outlaw Volleyball could get made in this day and age. Let's just say that. Outrun 2, Panzer Dragoon Orta, Playboy the Mansion. Skip over. Actually, I'm going to go down the bottom, work our way up here. We have Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay, Call of Cthulhu, which is just great. You should find that one if you can. That one is going to spike in price as more and more people find out about it. Brute Force Breakdown, which is one of my favorite first-person brawlers that's ever been made by Namco. It is just a really compelling story. I've done videos and brought it up before in the past. Bloodwake, Blinks the Time Sweeper, and then we get into the Halos. So I have the Halo 2 multiplayer map pack, which is how they used to have to do DLC. You would do that. It would install into the hard drive and you would have it on there. I have both Halo 2 limited edition version and the standard, as well as for Halo we have the Game of the Year version, which was a later release, and then one of the original releases before people figured out what Halo was going to be. And then this is something that I found. This is the PC version that was done by Gearbox. So it's ported by the makers of the Brothers in Arms series. And then I promised that I'd show you the Steel Battalion controller, but getting it, the zoom here is kind of tough. What I am going to show you though is the demo discs that I have for OXM. I have a number of OXM magazines, and these are all of the demo discs that I have with the cardboard sleeves. So I've missing a few, but up to 30. The one that I really want is issue 1, if I can find it. But I'm pretty happy with these. A lot of these came from fellow collector Mighty Q Dog. So we're going to go ahead and wrap there. This is my original Xbox collection. And again, I'll throw a picture of that Steel Battalion controller up here so you can see it in all its glory. But this is all getting packed away because I am in the process of a move, and we will see how things go. Hopefully everything survives intact after that. But more to come here. There will be more videos highlighting some of the other game systems that I have, including my most modern as well. So keep an eye out for those. Subscribe if that sort of content would be interesting to you, and I hope to see you in a future video. But for now, thank you for coming by. I have been Musty. Take care of yourself and be good to each other. Bye.